If you think elephants are just big, slow herbivores who flap their ears and stomp around, think again. These creatures hold grudges, mourn their dead, recognize themselves in mirrors, and probably have a more complicated emotional life than your ex. Yeah, elephants are basically 6-ton therapists with tusks. And today we're diving into what makes them so smart, so strange, and kinda scary. First off, that brain. Elephants have the largest brains of any land animal, up to 11 pounds. That's like carrying a sack of flour in your skull. But it's all data. They can remember water holes from decades ago, remember migration routes passed down through generations, and even recognize individual humans after years apart. One documented case? An elephant named Shirley was reunited with another elephant, Jenny, after over 20 years, and they instantly remembered each other. They touched trunks and refused to be separated after that. And they don't forget trauma either. In some African parks, elephants that survived culling operations decades ago still show signs of psychological stress. So yeah, elephants don't just remember faces, they remember pain, names, and probably which tourist threw that Cheeto back in 2007. Watch your back. You've probably heard elephants mourn their dead, but it's more than just standing around looking sad. They gently touch bones with their trunks, especially skulls and tusks. Sometimes they'll stay by a body for hours or days. Even elephants who didn't know the individual will stop and investigate remains. Like, they know. There's a story of an elephant named Eleanor who collapsed in Kenya. Another elephant, Grace, not even from the same herd, tried to lift her up, stayed with her all night, and stood guard after she passed. If that doesn't hit you in the soul, I don't know what will. Meanwhile, humans forget their grandma's birthday if Facebook doesn't remind them.
Elephant society is run by the ladies, and honestly, that's probably for the best. The matriarch leads the herd, remembers migration routes, knows where to find water, and teaches younger elephants how to handle danger. When a matriarch dies unexpectedly, her herd can actually become lost and more vulnerable, like losing the family GPS and therapist all at once. Calves are raised by the whole herd. They're clumsy, playful, and dramatic, just like human kids. They'll throw themselves on the ground when they're frustrated, or chase birds like they're in a Disney movie. One baby in a sanctuary in Thailand wouldn't sleep unless someone rubbed her head. A literal trunk cuddle was required for bedtime. Also, fun fact, elephants can't jump. Not at all. They're the only mammal that can't leave the ground. But honestly, with those legs, I wouldn't either. Elephants don't just make noise. They orchestrate. They use infrasound, deep rumbles we can't hear, that travel through the ground. Other elephants hear them through sensitive pads in their feet and trunks. It's like texting each other, but through earth vibrations. You ever get a text from your cousin Steve? Elephants feel Steve coming from 5 miles away. Researchers even discovered that elephants can mimic sounds. One elephant in a zoo learned to imitate truck engines perfectly, which is adorable and mildly terrifying. We're talking problem solvers here. Elephants use sticks to scratch themselves. They'll dig holes for water and then cover them to keep it cool. That's not survival, that's strategy. One elephant figured out how to break electric fences with logs. Another used a rock to jam a water trough open so she could drink whenever she wanted. In a sanctuary, elephants have learned how to unlock gates, steal bananas, and even move objects to reach snacks. That's right, your doorbell camera isn't safe. They're coming for your fruit bowl. Also, elephants have passed the mirror test. That means they recognize themselves, which only a few animals can do. Try putting a mirror in front of your dog. He'll bark. An elephant? She'll admire herself and maybe fix her bangs. Here's the part that sucks. Elephants are under threat. Poaching for ivory has killed tens of thousands. Deforestation is stealing their homes. And here's the wild part. Elephants are adapting. Some female elephants in Mozambique are now born without tusks, because poachers were targeting the ones who had them. It's evolution in real time, and it's heartbreaking. It's like nature's way of saying, fine, I'll protect myself since y'all won't. But there's hope. Conservation groups are fighting back. Sanctuaries, tourism alternatives, even drone patrols are helping protect these gentle giants. So next time you see an elephant, in a video, a zoo, or hopefully the wild, know that you're looking at a creature that remembers, feels, and thinks. They're not just majestic animals. They're matriarchs with maps, scientists with trunks, and grandmas with the emotional range of a Pixar movie. Respect the herd. And if this video gave you a new reason to love elephants, hit that like button before they remember you didn't. Seriously, they will, forever.